back once again. Thursday MLB DFS slate. We are going to break down the late slate for DraftKings and FanDuel. Hit you with some props, hit you with some bets, hit you with our favorite pitchers, stacks, and all that kind of good stuff. Make sure you lock in at windailysports.com. Tons of free content, MLB, NBA, PGA. Hop in our Discord chat. We're getting geared up for the NFL season that's right around the corner. I hope everybody's enjoying their summer. But let's get right into this Thursday night slate. Dave, when I look at this slate, you got a 6-gamer here. Pitching is kind of weak on DraftKings and FanDuel. When I open up the slate, I see a path to go Mania against Milwaukee. A young kid out of St. Louis, Liberator, against Chicago makes some sense too. And then we don't know how to really play Jordan Lyles versus Flexen, but I think both those guys are pitchable. 6,700, 6,200 as your SP2 as well. But if I had to make a choice right now, I think Mania up top, Liberator at 7,300. It's a nice little landing spot on DraftKings to line up. What's your thoughts, though, on pitching?
Yeah, I love it. Mania, look, Milwaukee just hasn't been hitting left-handers very well. Last 2 weeks, they're 30th in batting average, batting 199 against lefties. So I think we got a good spot with Mania. I know Milwaukee leads the league in home runs, and they're really powerful, but they not against lefties. And they're even 7th in K rate, 22.6 in the past 2 weeks against lefties. So I really do like this spot. I think Mania is probably worth paying up for. I'm with you there. I kind of like who he's going against as my second. I do like Liberator. I'm with you. I think he had a great outing last time out, and I'll sprinkle him in. But Hauser's my other guy that I'm looking at. I wondered where you were sitting here. Hauser's struggles this year have really been with command. His high whip is really attributed to his walk rate. But when we look at who he's playing, San Diego 18th in walk rate, 27th in weighted runs created in the past 2 weeks, 30th in slugging, 30th in homers. They just haven't been hitting that well. I think we got an opportunity to maybe plug both those pitchers from that game. I wondered what you thought.
Yeah, Hauser has some upside. He's just faced San Diego not too long ago, had a decent outing, 16.5 on the road in San Diego, 6 innings, 4 Ks, roughed up in St. Louis, but St. Louis can get to any pitcher these days. He pitched well against Atlanta, pitched against Cincinnati twice, 1 bad game, 1 good game. And then early in the year, he started off pretty high, had a good start against Chicago, good start against your Phillies, decent start against St. Louis. So, look, he's not a guy that I'm going to go all in on. I don't think any of these pitchers should be a pitcher you go all in on. It's a night to diversify. It's a night to go and focus on the bats that you really love and then see what fits for your SP1, SP2. I think Hauser is in play. Mania, I give the slight edge. I think there's a higher K rate there that we could take advantage of. 60 Ks on the season. He has the higher upside, only $1,200 more. So I lean Mania. I'm not against Hauser. I'm not going to pitch Detmers against the Yankees. And as good or above average Gonsolin has been, the Mets have been super hot too. So I can see a path that Gonsolin goes 5 innings, 5 Ks, maybe 2 earned runs. But at 9,100, not really on him. Tyon. Look, I'm not a Tyon guy. I know he's pitching at home. I don't really like that either. I'm not pitching either of these guys in Colorado. No Ian Anderson for me. No Gomber for me. So that's why I was saying Seattle, Baltimore looks like a landing spot. I like Liberator a lot, though, as long as the wind's not blowing out in Chicago. This kid is young. He should be able to go out there and pitch 90 pitches, 100 pitches. I'm not scared of Chicago at all. I like the price tag at 7,300. So that's where I'm going to lean with my SB2. But I do think there's a path that Lyles has a good game. I think there's a path that Flexen has a good game. Am I going to say it with any extreme confidence? No. But the price is right on both these guys. 6,200 on Flexen is cheap. 6,700 on Lyles, cheap as an SB2. These guys can bust. Seattle can go out there and score a bunch of runs. Baltimore did it on Wednesday against a guy like Robbie Ray. So, look, there's both sides of this where it can bust. But also, they do have some K upside here. Probably lean Flexen to hope to get me 15, but it's pretty close with Lyles. I'm not, petrified of Seattle's offense by any means. So I think Lyles, who had some good games against the Yankees, had a good game against Kansas City, had a good game against Boston. If he goes out there and gets me 15 points, I'm pretty happy with that. Now to flip the conversation and talk about stacks here. 6-game slate. We're not really in love with any of these pitchers, and we got Coors Field. Where do you stand on your stacks?
Yeah, it's the Braves. And a lot of it is Gomber. I mean, he had an atrocious outing his last time out against the Nationals. Didn't even get out or just got out of the first, but I know it was like a negative double-digit outing. He was just awful. He hasn't been good in the month of May. And then you look at the Braves, they're just mashing left-handed pitching the past 2 weeks. They're second in batting average. They're second in slugging, second OPS. They're all up on that board, and they're hitting them well. So I think it's a great opportunity to get guys in there. Albies, Acuna, I think, is going to play. So you have some options there, but the Braves are really good against lefties. Riley is another one of my favorites. So it's a stack for the Braves for me.
Yeah, Zuno in there too. You got to check on Acuna and make sure he is playing.
Yeah.
But anytime I see Atlanta versus a lefty, I feel a lot more confident than when they go out there and trot out against a righty. Swanson has been heating up a little bit too. So you got Swanson, you got Riley, you got Acuna, you got Ozuna, you got both catchers, Contreras and d'Arnaud. Matt Olson can still hit, and he might not face too much of Gomber. It might be 3 or 4 innings of Gomber, and then Matt Olson comes in, and he's cheap at 4,600. So all these Braves are cheap. There's no real, pitcher above 10K. Mania's at 9,700, and you're going to probably pair him with one of their cheaper guys out there in that 6 or 7K range. At least that's what I'm looking to do. And if you do that, you can pay up for all these guys and make a nice lineup. You might not be able to you might not even get Acuna in this lineup. He might be out. So if he's out, that might, make things easier. But if he plays, regardless, you're playing him, and you can still go out there. You just got to, maybe move a guy like Albies. But a 5-man stack of Atlanta is going to be popular. Now, outside of Atlanta, Colorado can hit as well. They're going to be facing Ian Anderson, back and forth, 4.34 ERA. Let up 2 home runs against Miami. Not so great. He doesn't have a ton of K upside here, so Colorado can get to him. You got guys like Blackman. You got guys like Crone and Connor Joe's been hitting. Ryan McMahon's been hitting. So a lot of guys for Colorado. It's an easy game stack if you want to go ahead and game stack the entire, Coors Field game. But I think there's a couple other options. As much as I think Seattle and Baltimore could be effective pitching with Lyles and Flexen, I think both these lineups can hit as well. The over-under there is 8.5. It's not as high as the over-under in Coors Field at 11, but it's playable. And look, the Mets have been on fire. Don't count out the Mets against Gonsolin. They've been swinging a very, very hot bat. And I think also the Cardinals against the Cubs is in play as well. Looking at those 2 matchups, thoughts there? Any love for the Mets or the Dodgers against Taijuan Walker? Thoughts on the Cardinals against Keegan Thompson as a possible lower owned stack to go with either Colorado or Atlanta?
If I had to pick any of those right now, I'm going to lean a little bit towards the Mets. And you hit a chord there with me. The Mets are playing very good baseball, as we saw the other day. Really just bashed the Nationals. And then you go into you go into LA. Gonsolin, I mean, he's been great. Hasn't let up more than 2 earned runs, I think, any start this year. But here's what he does. He throws fastball, split 61% of the time. Well, guess what? The Mets are 4th against the fastball, 2nd against the split in weighted runs created. So they hit those 2 pitches pretty well, and those are his 2 best offerings. I think you have a sneaky stack there with the Mets. People aren't really going to they know the Mets are good, but they're probably going to try and pay up for the Braves, Rockies. You mentioned the Orioles. Mariners, I think they might get caught in the mud there a little bit. I do like the Cardinals. I think, they've been playing good baseball of late, taking that series against the Brewers. Goldschmidt has just been on an absolute tear in May. So I go Mets, then Cardinals. Dodgers are in a little bit of a funk, and Pittsburgh is doing something to them in that recent series. So, yeah, Mets, Cardinals, I probably lean on the few that you just said there.
Yeah, I do think the Yankees are in play as well. They might have a double header. They do have a double header. I don't know. Has it been reported they're going to have a double header on Thursday?
Yeah.
So they have a double header on Thursday. We got to see if Detmer starts game 1 or game 2, or Ohtani starts game 1 or game 2. I'm seeing Detmers right now, and I'm only seeing one game right now. I'm not sure if they're going to push the doubleheader. I'm seeing conflicting reports if they're going to push the doubleheader to Thursday or to Friday. So we got to see what they end up doing here. Mixed reports still. It's late on Wednesday night while we're doing this, live stream right now. So
Well, Friday the Angels come to Philly, so
yeah.
so I think they're going to squeeze it in tomorrow. And I'm seeing Ohtani and Cortez, which will be fun. So at Detmers, I'm with you. We could stack them at the night. The Yankees are great against lefties, aren't they?
Yeah, if Detmers is starting in the second game and not the first game, I do like the Yankees as a stack for sure. We got to see what lineup rolls out though. That will change things if they go heavy with their starters in game one and maybe only play half their starters in game two. I would downgrade the Yankees, and that's when you got to hop in our expert chat. Definitely laying some props in our expert chat as well, as I do every single day. I've been pretty much above profitable lines on my K props and game lines. So definitely hop in our Discord expert chat. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Dave, looking at the lines, not all the lines are out as of yet, but anything early that you like, you got the Twins and Tigers line out. You got Kluber versus the Rangers here. Possibilities to get some plus money on the Rangers side. Cueto still pitching in the big leagues. He's going against the Blue Jays and Manoah. Nationals, Reds. Any love here? Early games, late games, any bets for tonight?
Yeah, I do like the Blue Jays a lot. And Manoah's just been really tough. And the White Sox, with Anderson going down recently, they've hung in there in this series, but they're a shell of themselves of what we saw in 2021. Manoah's been pitching on fire. The Blue Jays are actually a little bit, I guess they're kind of in stuck in neutral is what we'd like to say. I think they need to get rolling soon. I like Manoah tomorrow. And I do like the Braves over the 2.5 in the first 5 run scored line. I just think they're going to attack Gomber. Gomber's let up. He's let up more than 2.5 in the first 5 in 5 of his starts this year. So, I mean, we're better than 50% that he lets his opponent score more than 2 runs. So I like the Braves to really spark tomorrow. And I think they're going to attack Gomber early.
Yeah, I like the call. The Braves are going to be the top stack of the slate as far as the night slate goes. So stack up the Braves late. Get your SP2 right between one of the value guys. I like Liberatore. As long as Chicago doesn't have the wind blowing out like it's been, the past couple of days here, Liberatore is in play. I like Mania up top, and I will get some shares of Lyles and Flexen for GPPs only. But my optimal pitching combination will be Mania, Liberatore with an Atlanta stack. With that combination, you're probably going to have around $3,000 left outside of your 5-man stack on DraftKings. So you slide in one 2K guy, whether he's in the outfield or middle infield or catcher, to where I usually like to land with my value spots. There will be value on the slate, especially with the Yankees playing a doubleheader, potentially against the Angels. That will be a good landing spot. And there's always cheap value at catcher, second base, and shortstop. So we'll find a spot there at 2K or 2,500 to free up some more cash to make this 5-man stack for Atlanta hit. They should smash Gomber. They have so many power righties. As long as Acuna plays, I'm in love with the Atlanta stacks. That's where I'll be going. Catch us in Discord. Catch us again tomorrow, laying out the slate for Friday. And we always got you covered on the weekend with our Sirius XM show on the Fantasy Channel. And also, we do our 5 for 5 where Tony breaks it down every Saturday, Sunday. So we're out of here. Have a good Thursday. Make some money at the sportsbook. Hop in our expert chat. And make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.